And so I think it's an interesting point to ask why someone is starting a channel. He could build a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 subscriber audience. What do you think is the more optimal way to launch in YouTube? If you are trying to get the word out about your church, if you are trying to get the word out about your rap career, if you're trying to get the word out about
Ruslan.
I want to address, I think something that's important, but it's not applicable to everyone, but it is applicable to a lot of people. In terms of this climate that we're entering with social media, right? And in terms of guys like CP the Artist and Truther and like people that are online and they're building content, I think there's a interesting paradigm that you can approach content from. One aspect is build the product first, solve the problem first, right? And then build the media company or hire the media company to help get the word out about said product. The flip side of this is to build the media machine first and then figure out what the product is as you go, right? And so one goes, hey, let me first solve the problem and figure out what it is that I'm selling, what is at the bottom of my funnel. The other goes, let me just start creating, let me build an audience, and then I'll figure out what is at the bottom of the funnel. Can you guys guess which ones we are? Yeah, if you notice, we don't have a ton of product to sell you guys.
We're working on it.
Right? We're working on it. We have one digital course. We have some merchandise. But like, I didn't start a YouTube channel to sell products. I started a YouTube channel because I wanted to have a YouTube channel. I had things to say. And then the products are coming after the fact. And so I think it's an interesting point to ask why someone is starting a channel. What is the point of what it is that they're doing? Do they already have a product that they're selling, right? Because if you already have a product and it's a high margin product, then the size of the platform is irrelevant, right? So if you have an incredible, let's just say, coaching program.
Yes.
You're getting people to illest results. They come to you and guaranteed results in whatever.
Boom.
Money, fitness, whatever, health.
Yes.
Proven results. And so some people don't have a product to sell, but the people that do have a product to sell, the size doesn't matter, right? Like, so say CP is in the chat and CP sells $10,000 paintings, hypothetically. He could build a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 subscriber audience, have an actual funnel that they click into, a daily mailing list or a weekly mailing list, highlighting his art, and he could sell one painting a month, and the AdSense is absolutely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because the margin of the product is so high.
Yep.
Right? Versus someone that doesn't have a product and is just trying to build an audience to eventually add a product to something that they want to sell. What do you think is the more optimal way to launch in YouTube? This, like, develop the product and build, like, solve the problem with a product and then do YouTube, or do YouTube and then eventually figure out the product?
I think it's definitely develop the product. Okay. I think it is have a product, because you can monetize significantly sooner, even if you're not monetized. And going to your point, I mean, all right, let's think. A first month of monetization on a regular channel that's not blowing up.
Yeah.
They just get monetized $10, $15, $20 if they're consistent, right?
Yep.
And that can scale pretty fast, but let's say first month. But it might take 6, 8 months of uploading consistently to get there, depending on your upload schedule. If you have a product and you are speaking to the right pain point, theoretically, if you get 300 views on a video, which is going to be your standard, like, working up to monetization, then those are 300 people that are at least offered your $15 product. Let's say you went super low, right? You're selling LUTs or whatever it is, whatever's like the new thing, and obviously it needs to be of enough value. But if you create something of enough value, a course, a product, whatever it is, and even if it's low margin or it's low cost but it's high margin, and it's a $15 product, within one sale you've already made more than you're going to in 8 months after your first month of AdSense. So like you can even if you're getting so little, that tiny little reward of $15, knowing that's more than you're going to be making for the next 6 months, is beneficial.
Hey, check this out. You want to know the main reason new creators fail on YouTube?
They don't know who they're creating videos for, and they don't have any purpose behind their videos. This turns the whole process of shooting videos into a tedious chore that will eventually lead to burnout. And trust me when I tell you, I have been there. If you want to discover exactly what type of videos you should make that will increase your chances of success on YouTube and help you avoid burnout, sign up below for my free Master My Niche training. This training will walk you through a custom system that will help you get clarity on the niche of your channel and help you make videos that you should be creating. I'll see you over at mastermyniche.com.
Yep. And I think Zach is right in that aspect, because if I'm honest with you guys, I feel like we're playing catch up.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone's like, you guys should do an apologetics course. You guys should do this type of course, that type of course.
Yeah.
And so because we don't have a product, I think it sometimes often feels like we're playing catch up, or even the products we have. When we sell merch, we're not getting rich off of merch, guys. Like, the margins are small especially on anyone that's bought our merch.
Especially once we get coupon codes. And stuff like
when we
that.
give coupon codes, Patreon discount, like the margins are thin, and it's a hard expense versus like if you're doing one high margin item, or if you're even trading time, it's a totally different model. And so I think if someone is considering their product first, what that also allows them to do is figure out what their niche is, and figure out what problem they're solving in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what that is, then you're gonna be jacked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're gonna be struggling to figure out what that is. And so I think approaching it from, even if it's not an actual finished product, right? Like even if it's not a finished product, but I'm speaking to this point, to this consumer.
I'm eventually going to sell.
I'm eventually going to sell this product, I think is key. But if you already have a product, if you're already a speaker, this is going to sound crazy because I'm not trying to make this a product, but this is a bottom of funnel. If you are trying to get the word out about your church, if you are trying to get the word out about your rap career, if you're trying to get the word out about whatever, right? It doesn't have to be an e-course or something goofy like that. Those are all products. Like that's something at the bottom of the funnel. So people who already have expertise in something that they're communicating in a problem they're solving, even if it's not fully fleshed out, I think benefit greatly from just having a small audience, like someone that's in the real estate, right? Because you think about it, like if you just get a handful of people to come to your church, and your audience is only 1,000 people, but those 10 people, 20 people become members and stay with you for a while, that could really move the needle.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. And I think even another way to set something up before you have a product, but you know what you're going to create, is to create an opt-in.
Yeah.
And create something where, let's say you want to do I was going to say real estate course, but let's do a woodworking course. And you want to do how to make epoxy tables. You could create an opt-in if you don't already have that course. And I'm running with course here because it's the most common thing. Let's say you don't already have that course made, in the future you want to make that. You could create, hey, down below you can sign up for free and get my free epoxy checklist or my free woodworking checklist, how to stain a table. And then you're building an opt-in, you're building an email list of people that are specifically interested in this. And then down the road, you have already collected their emails and you've already delivered something that they're interested in.
Yes. Now, Cindy makes a great point. Check out Cindy's point. But I enjoy entertainment and not being sold something directly. So here's a great point that Cindy's making. Now, here's what I would say. I think that's why creators have such an intimate relationship with their audience, right? And that's why it's dangerous to pimp out your brand for every brand deal, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a connection there that's very intimate and people trust you on what you're saying. And so I think Cindy's absolutely making a point. Here's how I would encourage you to think about it, Cindy. And this is, I'm not trying to make this like a pitch for Patreon. But if you truly value just the entertainment, consider going the extra mile to just support the media side of a company, right? And so like we don't do brand deals. Why? Because we have 900 Patreon now. Shout out to you guys, by the way.
You're saying if you don't want to be sold, then be ready to pay money and not really get much back in return.
Yes, be ready. Well, no, get all kinds of stuff in return. What are you talking about? They get all kinds of stuff in return.
No, on our Patreon for sure.
Yeah.
But on others, hey, support me.
Yeah.
$5.
I think
we can't speak for everybody else.
Yeah, but that's because they're bad business people. Okay? I'll still support them, but they're bad business people. The best subscriptions provide more value than they take.
Oh, 100%.
I get all the chosen stuff early because it's a great product. Daily Wire has entire movies, documentaries behind their paywall that are like phenomenally done. Stuff that people bootleg. Like people were bootlegging that straight Matt Walsh documentary. So what I would encourage you is that if you're like, yo, I just love the entertainment aspect, and you don't want your creator to have a bunch of other products, which by the way, we've separated our other products into another channel. And so we don't really like pitch like the Master YouTube Live. Our Educate, that's a different arm of what we do. But if you really believe in that, which I think is awesome, praise God, I would then encourage you to partner with the creators you want, because what that will do is not make them be dependent on an algorithm. That will not make them be dependent on YouTube having to work their videos and having to make the most sensational content. They could actually make the content that they find the most interesting, and have the best content to them. And then it removes the middleman of the platform, right? Patreon models just kept us from not having to freaking sell you guys ExpressVPN in every video. You know, or sell you guys gold certificates, or sell you guys plots of land
in Ireland,
Scotland, or whatever, right? Like, I would ask you to consider on the creator side is that many of us on the other side, it's extremely difficult to build a media company off of just YouTube and AdSense. So what you see is creators having to do brand deals, which are a headache in and of themselves. You got to wait to get stuff approved. You got
net 90,
meaning that you do a brand deal and you don't get paid till 90 days later. Trash. I know people that have built their entire business on brand deals. Trash to me. And then the other side of that is then they have to do products and sell you into their funnel.
Well, and then the inverse is being dependent on YouTube AdSense, which can be very nice at times, but like we've seen how the CPM is dropping because the market's dropping. And so even though we're doing better views-wise, our AdSense is the same. And like that's a good situation to be in. At least it's not dropping.
At least it's not dropping.
You know, but not being dependent. So I'm curious if like people are repulsed by being sold to private platforms like Patreon that support the creator directly, or like a Daily Wire, or if she's talking specifically about like, now I want to tell you about my charcoal toothbrush.
I think she's just saying she doesn't like the bait and switch. I think that's probably what she's saying, which I think is fair. I think it's fair. I don't like it either. I think there's creators like a Ben Shapiro that's made it funny. Like the way he'll just go from like something super intense, dunking on the libs, to like
50 years of TV ads has entered the chat.
The
bait and switch,
which I think is funny. You know what I mean?
Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.